So this is the 6th episode of the Spicer 23 transfer case. This is the one where I put it all back together. So this video is I'm trying to make so that anybody who wants to rebuild a Spicer 23 or a 24 transfer case, then this is the assembly procedure. There is about 4 hours on 2 cameras. So this editing has taken me hours and hours and hours. So for those of you whining about how long it's taken to get to the next video, that's why. This is also episode number 60 of Operation Krusty Truck, or Krusty Old Granddad as it morphed into. I'll show you what's going on. So this is using Corel Video Studio Pro X10 Ultimate. So you have 2 cameras. You have this camera and this camera. So the second camera is up here in the corner so I can see what's going on both of them. Now this editing program does have multi-camera editing. However, because of the audio track down here, the audio of the camera from up above is the stronger audio. So that's the audio track I want. If I would have had a microphone, then I could have used the multi-track or multi-camera and then cut back and forth wherever the footage is, and then put the microphone track on the bottom and edited all of that together. But what I have to do now, say on here, these I've already cut back and forth, but you see this down here is the audio track.
Done. We'll go with the wire again.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff I don't want to see, and you don't want to see.
I guess I'll do the easy one first.
So I want to cut back to me here, so I hit split. Delete that. It's going to delete the one below it. Yes, do it. So here's up above. Here I'm going to take me from there, from the side.
Guess I'll do the easy one first. How many times has I've done it?
So I'm going to split that there. I have to unlock the ripple editing. Right click on my track, split the audio. This is what I want for the camera angle, which pushed the timeline over, so I want to take this and delete it, and that moves the timeline back up. So now I have.
I guess I'll do the easy one first. How many times has I've done it?
Like it! So for those of you guys who've been subscribed to me for a long, long time, thank you very much. For those of you who have come here because you wanted to see how to do a Spicer 23 transfer case rebuild, check out all the other stuff on Operation Krusty Truck or whatever else you might like that I have up there. And for those of you who watch but never subscribe, just do it. Just subscribe, because that makes it all worthwhile. All right, on with the show. This is it. You really need to build yourself one of these. Okay, so here we go. Maybe we can get this thing together. The first thing that's got to go in are the shift rails. But before that, the shift rail seals have to go in. They're nice and wobbly around the outside, so I'm not going to put anything on, any kind of geeb on there. I have everything I need here on the bench. I even have a lot of things I don't need. At least I think I have everything I need. But I still have a lot of things I don't need. Is that coming through? Proper tool for the job. Might be easier this way. Until fully seated. So this is fun because you got to put the forks in here. Got to remember which way the forks go. The camera can't see down in here unless I turn this around. But then I got to assemble it from the other side. Let me see if I can make this work. Oh, the things we do to make videos for you. That'll have to do. Where was I? Putting the rails in. Left rail has to go in first because the detent rods have to come in from this side. So, left rail, because it has the long cutout in it. Left long. Which means I need the left shift fork to face which way? This way. Oops. I failed to lubricate my seal. Oh! Lubrication. The rail's already lubricated. Now, did I put the fork in there correctly? Where's the hole? There it is. And look, when it's in position, this hole here is where it's supposed to be. So now, we need to install the detent rods. We have two, they're identical, so I can't mess that up. So I got the wrong rail in. So in case you're wondering, the forks and the gears both go to the rears. Okay, so here's the fun part, trying to get this rail in. Because you have to move this one in order to get the detents correct to get the other one in there. So with the fork detached, detents. There goes that rod. That one drops out of the way. That means I can move this one into position here. So I can push that one back. Pull this detent rod up so I can push this rail in. Push that rail in. And get that rail in. Like that. So, when you're putting these together, But you know what? When you stick that together like that, you gotta have your other fork on there. So now I gotta take it back off again. Fork! Gotta remember to put your fork on your rail when you put it in. And this is not a cooperative fork either. So then, there we go. Both rails in place. And this really is the last time I'm going to do this. Click! I ain't putting that wire on there until I figure out whether or not this is together correctly. Somewhere there's a position that allows this rail to roll. So you can get that extension on there. And there it is. No, it isn't. Yes, there it is. Yay, I have found it. And the both rails all the way in position. You can then get that set screw in there. More of a set bolt. So now I find that not only did you have to put the forks in, but you should put the gears in as well. Because now there's not enough room when you turn this rail to get the gear in there. I can do it on this side. Can you go a little further? Don't ask me how that happened. It just did. Anybody see where I put that set bolt down at? Click! And now for the wire. Can I get it through there? Why? It lines up in the opposite direction. Oh, that'll be such a pain. But it must be done. We'll go with the wire again. I guess I'll do the easy one first. Many times as I've done it. It wasn't easy. Okay, so with the shift rails and forks in place, here's how it goes. In this position, the detents lock this one out from moving. So when you push on this, pushes that side back. Once that side is back, it releases the detent on this side. So the next time you push on it, it pushes that back. When you are there, then you are in four-wheel drive high. So then, when you push again, excuse me, that will be two-wheel drive high. So when you push back one time, you go to two-wheel drive low. I think. I don't know. I'll have to put the gears in here and find out. But anyway, it works like that. Once that goes all the way back, like that, then that will allow that to go back in. So that is 4 low, which means that is 4 high. So when it's in 4 low, you can't... Now look what I did. Let's figure this out again. After I put it together. Let's see, what do I want? I think the counter shaft has to go in now. Or does the counter shaft go in last? It might go in last. I think it does. So I can put either one in next. Let's go for the in-out. Input. I believe I've lost my mind. This is not the front, this is the in. This is the front. Let's put the front in then. Front. This here gear is going to mesh with the counter shaft and be locked on with this collar. So it has to go in this way. And that's my finger. Thank you. Like that. So then this here spacer here goes on that there. And this here bearing here goes on that there. Now I'll put my cover on. Where'd that punch go? Why? Wow, look at it go. So then, flange, lubing our seal, install the flange. Did I put a gasket on there? I didn't put a gasket on there. Just happen to have one right here. It doesn't really care. The gasket doesn't really care. This does, because you have this hole here. You got to allow lube to go through the bearing. This little thing right there. Yoke. Front yoke has no sling shield on it. Now this is that one. It only likes to go on one way. And even then it's not happy about it. There it is. Nut! Hey, where's the washers? I should have 3 washers. Washers. Nut. Socket. Hammer home! Now line up that cotter pin hole. Okay, front shaft done. Time to go to the main shaft. This is heavier than it used to be. No, you may not put the output shaft in first. You must put the input shaft in first through the output side. Gear in place. Bearing with retaining ring to the outside. One of these shafts had about 60 thousandths slop in it when I took this thing apart. So then, you line up the input and output shafts, and when they do, they'll all just fall together like that. I don't have any thrust washers on this. I think what I shall do now, install my rear cone, because that'll give me my retainer on the bearing. I do have a collar for that end. Gasket. I need one that looks like this. No. This one? No. This one? Yes. Whoops. I'm going to trim this gasket. I'll be back. Trimmed. Little hole goes there. Big hole goes there. Long bolt. Longest bolt. Vent goes to the top. Top happens to be the bottom. I neglected to lube my seal. You may have noticed I'm not tightening anything yet. That's because I ain't never done this before. Already had to pull that shift fork episode apart 5 times. So, where's my nice fat punch? Oh, now it slides in. That seems acceptable. That doesn't. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it because that's the amount of wear in between the two shafts. So the nub on the input shaft, where the needle bearing's right on, is worn down. There's really nothing I can do about it. You can't braze it because brazing is brass and that's soft and it'll just wear out in no time. But when you're in two-wheel drive, they're locked together, so you won't get that rocking around effect. The only time you'll have it is when you're in low range. Okay, so let's get the front cover on. Oh, while I'm at it, input is the square flange. Apply a little lubricating film. Washer, nut, impact. Out to put the yoke. Washer, nut, oh, there's just a bit of buckering on there. Counter shaft. Front shaft box is empty. Through shaft is empty. Counter shaft. So what have we here? A shaft, two gears, and a bearing. Two bearings. And a spacer. Unstack. There's my one spacer. Number one. Okay, number two. Spacer. Not all the way in yet. Empty box. Making sure there's no more pieces parts left. Now these did not have retaining rings on the bearings. Why? I don't know. Big fat punch. A Okay, I'm shoving it out the backside now. And it looks as though there should have been a retaining ring on at least one of these bearings. However, looks like this is going to take care of it. Cover, gasket. So then, now we have counter shaft rotation. So we're going to throw a little lube on there. Our bearings already have a little lube on them. The splines already have a little bit of lube on them. So let's run it through the gears. I guess that camera angle will do. Oh, you know what? How many of you caught that? I neglected to put the nut on there. Nut and washer. What size is that? Need a socket. 1.5 inches. So we'll start neutral. Neutral. Won't go anywhere, do anything. So if you pull on this, it almost went into fourth. Your first position will be too high. Front shaft doesn't turn. Pull again, and you go into 4 high. Push it back 1, too high. Push it back another, it'll go into neutral. Push it back another, too low. Push it back another, 4 low. So you're always, it only has 1 rod, pushes right here. And because of that, whenever you push on it, when the detent's locking out the other side, you can't push. So you have to release pressure and then push again. And you have to use enough pressure to get it in there. Well, when you got this great big lever on the floor and you're going like this with it, then you got enough leverage. So anyway, there it is again. 4 high. Let's go back to neutral. Neutral. So if you pull on this, that went into 4 high already. Went 2 positions on me. Neutral. Pull out, first position, 2 high. Pull out, second position, 4 high. Back in 1 position, 2 high. Back to neutral. Push in 1 position, 2 low. Once that rod reaches its detent, then this one will go in. As long as you put enough pressure on it. 4 low. Okay, that pretty much does it, except for putting the cover on and tightening up this nut, putting the cotter pins in. That's all kind of yawn stuff. So basically the task is accomplished. You got to see how it works and how it all came apart and went back together. So for Redneck Restorations, this old truck, Operation Krusty Truck, which is now Old Granddad, the Spicer 23 transfer case, I'm Jeff Bradshaw. My seal. Oh, this has got to go. Of course, when I stick my head in the way, you can't see it either. So last time I'm going to put a wire on this thing. Wrong ratchet. Lots of editing on this one. Is that 5 wires now? Take this loose again. Not for me. Impact. Come on, you. Hammer home! The other direction. Other home. Which way do I want to go? This way. Ever carelessly perched upon. Ah, rubber mallet. You have to put both rails in first before you can secure your fork, which I have just done, and I will now do. And I had to go through all this frustration just so you could have it easy. Why? You can't do it the way I just did it. It must be done the other way. Oh, what fun. Neutral. High range. No low range. Oh, that's because I don't have a counter shaft. At least I had the fork in right.